Hey.
Does it feel like?
That was badass drumming.
Thanks. Yeah, it's
Badass.
It's
That was badass.
It's inhuman to be able to actually really stay on that because it's electronic.
We think it's electronic, and that beat is very fast.
And it's two beats mixed that no human could actually do on the hi-hat and the snare at the same time.
But you did good.
I did my best.
You did damn good.
I'm really proud of you. Thank you to Musun for his editing ability. And some other things.
You did very good.
I did practice. I broke into a full sweat.
Did you do a pit sweat? Did you get a pit
I started
sweat?
to get like panic. Because, if you're actually drumming, you're like, yeah, or whatever, and you don't care. You're like drumming. I'm like, I got pink lips on today.
You have your pink taco lips?
I don't want my, thank you. I don't want my pit stain. I want to be pretty. It's hard to be pretty while trying to get that drum beat down. Jesus. I had a blister. I got a blister.
Let me see.
Yeah, blister.
Hold it farther back because I can't see.
You can't see anymore because you're finally admitting it.
I'm finally admitting that
you're
I can't see things
admitting that you're over 40.
Can we move a little farther apart, by the way? Because I can't see her so well.
He's like, you're blurry.
My eyes are still kind of like adjusting.
I know. We have to go on a little shopping trip to get you glasses.
Fuck.
I don't know why you resisted so much.
Because I wanted to be 2015 my whole life, which is better than 2020.
But why? Like, for what purpose?
So I could always be the equivalent of like an eagle.
For what purpose?
Like street signs, it's really important. And like...
Yeah, but then you put glasses on.
But why? Why have it not be perfect?
Well, that's fine. It's just a little bit of an unreal expectation.
Well, I did pretty good. My mid-40s, I lasted
did.
20... It's 20/20 in one eye and 20/25 in another eye.
Yeah, that doesn't suck.
That's not bad in the mid-40s.
It's just your wife's blurry. That might be good. That's going to work in my favor. It's like having like a filter, I'll just be... You won't see all the wrinkles or anything. I'll just look purty.
You look beautiful all the time. What I want to know is how come we get along so well through our emoji and text life? Have you noticed that?
Because it's like we talked about in the other podcast.
We do quite well with
emoji
that.
life is like social veneer filter living.
It's been a little rough lately, and I know it's me, but I know it's not only me. But I know it's me. But we're not going to get too deep. I've had too many podcasts where I wanted to cut and throw the camera across the room. Jenna said to me the other day, she said, if the podcast is not going well.
No, not going well for you. Like, you're not having fun, because I always have fun.
Well, there was a couple times where it got a little deep on you and then on me.
Uh-huh.
And then I was like, my mood started to be like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to fucking do a podcast. Anyway, so Jenna was like, you can't, it's like if you got to be professional. If you're on set and you get a phone call that your dog died, you got to like still, he's got to still do the scene.
Yeah, you can't just like collapse on camera like this is going.
My dog.
My wife's not doing enough. Yes, and. Jesus Christ. It's like so fucking critical of my comedic upholding on this fucking podcast.
That was fantastic.
And then he has like a complete creative meltdown on camera.
Well, honey,
it's not going the way he wanted.
No, it isn't the yes and. It's when you do your tangents. It's when I'm just gonna shut the fuck up.
No, you can talk. I'm smiling.
The smile
Carry
on
on.
my face all the time. I want to take you the backstabbers. No.
No, I'm fine.
Okay, good. No, I'm not
I'm
gonna.
fine.
No, I'm fine too. I'm fucking great. I can't see anything, and if I don't get an immediate,
then you can't see the nuance of my emotions. So carry on.
And if you don't pull a yes and immediately,
yes, go on.
Thank you.
No, I want to hear what you have to say.
Sometimes you got a little too serious. Mm-hmm. That's it.
When he's trying to soften...
It's serious when I say that. So that's just...
So whose seriousness is it?
Exactly. I'm hoisted by my own petard.
When he tries to soften a blow he's giving me, he rubs his eye with his right hand.
It's usually when I don't want to say anything and I just want to stop talking. Okay, and if you look at the last
he's judging me but doesn't want to really
God.
like hurt my feelings, he tries to cuts it in half.
It's true, and then if you watch the last few podcasts, you'll see at the end of them I rub my eyes because I'm trying to I'm a broken man inside. I'm dead. I'm dead inside. That's not what we were going to talk about.
Some chocolate?
No, I don't want any chocolate. Oh, okay. Where's your phone? Do you have your phone? Okay, good.
Yeah. How many times did I ask where's my phone just before starting the podcast?
You asked.
I have a problem.
Yeah.
I confess.
We acknowledge it?
Yes.
Is there a support group for this? Jenna never knows where her phone is. Ever.
No, it's kind of weird.
Ever.
And I used to be really defensive about it. There was like early podcasts where I was like, because I'm on the kids and I'm running
busy.
around and they,
And
you know,
now-
we're outside and then we're inside, then we're on the trampoline and then we're here and now we're on the hill and now we're
Jenna,
no, I really, the kids were not here this morning. They're doing schoolwork.
You would
I
lose your
can't fucking
phone
find
in
my
a
phone.
deprivation chamber. If
I
it was
know.
just you in a
I don't
deprivation
know what a
chamber,
deprivation chamber is,
it's just
but
like
I would.
Yeah, like it could be you in a cylinder.
Oh, like a single cell.
Yeah, like nothing
in prison.
Yeah, you
Just me in my straitjacket, and I
you could
wouldn't
be
know how
in-
my cell phone is.
in isolation containment with your cell, and within moments you'd be like, "Where's my cell?"
I know it'd probably be in a crack or behind me, or like I'd stuck it in my butt, or like, I don't know.
Yeah. That's
I'd
how
like put
most
it in my underwear so that the guard doesn't take it, and then I'd be like, "Where's my phone?"
that's how most of the iPhones come into the country. They come in through butts.
Right.
They
yeah.
smuggle them.
Made in
through-
China-ish.
They come from China and they come in through the butts of monkeys. That's how they all come into the country.
So
A
fascinating.
lot of people don't know that. So you were gonna tell a story in one of the other podcasts. I want to call the last podcast with the kids. I want to call it just the name of the kid that we weren't supposed to say. That my youngest said 45 times. I just want to know. I want to name the podcast that, but we can't. But you were about to tell before that one, I think, the Phoenix story. What the hell happened in the Phoenix airport?
Okay. Well, to just set it up.
Yeah.
Remember, it was like a lot of motherhood in 4 straight days with not a lot of like, we were visiting my parents and they're 81 and 80 and they're not necessarily like, woo, chasing the boys around physically. Right. So, and my sister was in and out, and whenever she was there, I was like, you want to go with we'll go with Aunt Debbie. They're like, come, I want to do this. Come do that. I'm like, go with Aunt Debbie. Will take you to Deb. That was me. So I was like, I just want to like sit down for a second.
Yeah, I know. The boys don't ever let us sit. For
I don't
a fucking
sit.
second.
I am up. You know what? We actually timed it when I was in Phoenix. I never sat for more than 3 minutes.
Yeah.
My mom and I started timing it.
Yeah.
It's full on. So
that's
anyway,
how it is.
Which is great. I'm like happy. It's fine. It's just every now and then, Mama wants to sit her ass down.
And we're not
you know
complaining.
So, no, I'm not even going to be politically correct. I love my fucking kids, but sometimes a mom wants to sit her ass down. Like, give me a fucking break. So anyway, and my parents live in Arizona. A lot of people have their in-laws, like a lot of, their mom and their dad, whatever, are like around. They're with Nana all the time after school. Like, we don't have that. So we have it. We have half of that. Anyway, so I was tired and wanted to sit my ass down and didn't ever get to. And that was 4 days worth of that. And like, navigating my folks and that kind of thing too. And I never drank, but I did have some wine, like I said in the earlier podcast, which took it out of me because I never drank. And I looked like 10 years older at the end of those 4 days.
It's amazing.
From the alcohol. I looked in the mirror on the 4th day before we go to the airport. I was like, who is that? What the? I was like, oh my God, the only thing that changed was alcohol.
Alcohol.
Yeah. So anyhow, I was a bit tired and I had never sat down for longer than 3 minutes.
Yeah.
So anyway, we go to the airport. Had a nice ride to the airport by this Uber driver who was this like great grandpa guy. And we were chatting. And we get to the airport and I'm like, hey, I'm going to feed the kids because it was right at lunchtime. And so we get some good food. I sit them down. They're chowing on like, giant burritos. And I'm getting everything in order while they're sitting there quietly eating and, taking pictures with a couple fan people that walked up. And then I'm like, oh, wow, we got to get to the gate. And I'm like, okay, let's get them to pee first because I don't like getting on the plane and then trying to get them to pee. It's kind of annoying. When we get on, I just want them to sit in their seats. So we go to the bathroom, do a quick pee, and then one of them has to go number 2. And
Nothing like an airport to make the kids want to go number 2, or gas stations, or really disgusting restaurants.
Yeah, and it wasn't a quick number 2
every fucking time.
Yeah. And I really I wasn't expecting a number 2. Didn't have that on my time beat
schedule. Wasn't in the agenda.
No, and it was a really long one. I like peeked through the crack and he's just like leaning forward.
Okay, poor guy.
Hanging out,
Feet
looking
dangling.
around. And I'm kind of like, well, I don't actually wear a watch, so I didn't do that. But I pulled my phone out. I didn't know where my phone was.
You go like that. And then you went.
And I went.
And then you had to wind it. You had to wind it. And then you took out your timepiece. Pulled out your monocle, and you're like, the train should be here any minute. And then you got the sundial out. You were like, no, look if you notice. Okay, so you looked at the stars.
So I'm like tired. I'm, I guess, hungover. I'm over it. And I'm in a bathroom with a kid going number 2. That's
number 2.
Forever.
Yeah.
And I don't want to rush him, but then I'm starting to go, oh shit.
She's looking at.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh shit. I'm looking at my phone.
Yeah.
I'm like, bud, we gotta go. Because I don't want to stress him out and give him like a whole poop problem, but it's later than I thought.
Yeah.
It's like a lot later. We haven't even gone through security yet. And I don't even know if there's a line at security.
And
it's Southwest Airlines where it's not assigned seats.
Right.
So for us to not, if you're not on that plane when they call, because I checked in early, I had my like A boarding pass, but everyone was going to be boarding ahead of us. So I didn't know if we could be able to sit together.
Right. Like
if we can be able
you
to
and
sit
2
together.
small kids like sitting.
Like broken up throughout the plane.
Be a nightmare. Ain't gonna fly.
Not gonna fly. And so.
But our kid was on the potty. He's got to do his
looking
business.
Around. He's half forward, hanging out, feet dangling, looking up the fluorescent lights. The Phoenix Airport bathroom.
Little cutie pie.
And so I'm like, buddy's like, I'm not done yet. I'm like, I know, sweetie. I'm so sorry. So then I have to go through the whole very kind, patient, compassionate, loving, buddy, but we really need to. We actually, you gotta have to, honey, you're really gonna, I can't, mama. I know, baby. I'm so sorry. You really have to end it. Like, we gotta go, bud. So, and then it's a 9,000 wiper.
And we know, just first of all, if you ever cut off a poop before the poop is done, you have to look at it. This is a mathematical thing you're talking about.
Yeah,
here.
this is science.
Because what it is if you cut off a poop because you don't have time, you're stopping the poop to save time, but you're exponentially increasing the wipage.
Sure.
Because when you cut off a poop mid-poop, the wipage becomes exponentially larger.
It does.
And there's nothing.
He's not a professional yet.
He's still working out the wiping.
He's
thorough. So number 1, he's not a professional, and number 2, he's quite thorough.
He is very thorough.
He'll go through a whole fucking roll. Yeah. I've come in there and there's like it's.
Well, he unrolls a whole thing for one wipe, and I'm like, he hasn't figured out the whole life folding. And then if it takes a lot of wiping, he calls it diarrhea, even if it's not diarrhea. He's like, Mama, I have diarrhea. And I'm watching him through the crack in the door, watching him do the wiping.
It's just because you made him cut off the poop, so now it's an exponential
it's just
wiper.
Like, I see the long toilet paper, and I see the poop patches on the toilet paper. And I'm sitting here looking at the clock, and I'm like, shit. And I'm like, oh God, now it's like we're in a whole wiping thing. And it's really, no joke. I'm not even being conservative, because I will get to the gate at the last second. We're in danger.
Yeah.
Okay. And I don't want my voice to start going there. But
you don't want mama voice?
I don't want mama voice. I don't want to give him stress while he's trying to do his thing. But I'm actually now worried. And so I'm like, buddy, I can help you. Let me help you wipe. No, I can do it myself.
And he's just wiping
and
wiping.
Just rolls with one wipe and poop. And he puts some of it in the trash. Some of it's in the toilet. It's like, it's a thing.
He's still working out where it all goes.
Yeah. And I want to I'm not going to, but I'm like, I can help you, honey. Don't worry. Everybody needs help sometime. I'm like really pulling on my patience and loving strings. I'm like really pulling.
Dada has to help me wipe all the time, honey. It's okay. It happens to all of us.
Yeah, and he's not going to fall for that. So he was like, no, I got it. I'm like, okay, but can you really? We got to hurry up. And then like the other one starts hearing my voice change.
He sees you go into
and then
concerned
he
mama.
starts going, are we going to miss it, mama? Are we going to miss it, mama? Mama, I have diarrhea. Mama, are we going to miss it? Are we not going to sit next to each other? So I'm now I've now created like this circus of hysteria.
You've had the perfect storm, because the younger one's still working out his poop and doesn't have that totally worked out. The older one, who's got the poop thing obviously worked out, but is definitely more
conservative.
Shrill. He's more conservative. If mama gets upset, he's the one to freak out. Whereas the younger one's like, we're all cool here.
Right.
So, but you had the perfect storm, because the younger one's doing
I had both vulnerabilities in full spectrum.
The younger one with a full-on cut-off poop exponential diarrhea wipage.
Yeah, which it wasn't diarrhea, but he calls it that.
He calls it that. Then you had the older one who heard concerned mama voices, now scared that he's going to be sitting by strangers on the plane.
He is.
And knowing my older one, he was probably in a full-blown fucking flop sweat about sitting near strangers on the plane.
Yes.
And
Well,
getting
one,
terrified.
it was, are we going to miss our flight? And then
Right.
two, if we don't miss it and we make it, are we going to be separated?
Yes. It's a nightmare. This is a perfect
So then
storm.
I'm trying to handle all of the questions and concerns while trying to
Well, I'll get
hustle
him
the
out.
poop wipe. And,
this is just the fucking worst.
and so then I'm like, okay, come on. Okay, now but definitely wipe your hands because I don't even know what happened on that toilet paper. Like, we got to get your hands washed. Wipe your hands, buddy. And he just like stands there.
They do long hand washes.
And I'm like, it's a drought. We're in Arizona. I don't care. Like, whatever. Just any reason I can find. Hurry it up. And then I'm like, you don't just, so now I'm starting to become that mom.
Right.
Okay. And I don't like becoming that mom. We all, if you're a mother,
But the
we've
door is
all
open.
gone there.
The door is open and you're in. You're there.
Every check mark on the
Yeah.
box is
Yep.
checked for me to become
That mom, right?
Now, we've all seen it. Our moms have done it. We've seen other moms in public do it. Even when you're a mom and you see other moms do it, you kind of judge them. Even though you know you've done it. And a lot of times I'm like, oh, God, I get it. Sometimes I'm like, oh.
The judging parents things
Yeah.
for things that we know we've done too.
A million times.
Yeah.
And so anyway, so we've all done it and I'm starting to become one of them, except I'm a known person. So when I'm in the airport becoming that mom, it's not just that mom, it's Jenna Elfman.
Right.
Is a bad mom.
Yeah, there'll be clips on YouTube.
Yeah, it's okay. So now we're like, okay, guys, come on, we gotta run. Okay, good job, guys. We're trying to be really encouraging while like silently freaking out. And then we get to the TSA. And there's just
You're
the
not even through
slowest-
TSA yet.
No, we're not to security.
Oh, Jesus, on a stick. You're not
Yes.
even into the TSA part.
Correct.
Okay.
So we're standing in line. There's like two people ahead of us, and this one guy. It's not the usual. There's something wrong with his ticket. Of
course.
It's a thing. And there's like there's two TSA people, and the other one was just I don't even know what was happening, but
Well,
no motion there either.
Well, I want to bring my Penta water on the plane.
God.
It's
And
just
so then she routed him over to the other guy, and then got the next girl, and then she had a problem with her ticket, and
Of
I'm
course.
sitting there going. And
Of
Story's
course.
like, are we going to miss it, Mama? Are we going to miss it, Mama? Are we going to miss it, Mama? Are we going to be separated? Are we going to miss it, Mama? Are we going to miss it, Mama? I'm like, oh, I'm not sure yet, buddy. I don't know. I can't answer that question. I can't answer that question. No, I actually don't know. I can't answer that question. We have to get through TSA. I can't. And he's asking the same question. Then I'm like, I can't keep saying I can't answer that question over and over and over again. But it's the only question he has, and I have no answer to provide him.
Right.
So then the guy in front of me is like, you want to go in front of me? I'm like, that'd be great. Thanks so much. So we get in front and then we get through and she's like, so which one are you? And I'm just like, motherfucker 1 and motherfucker 2. Can we get through, please? Thank you. So we... and bitch 0, okay? The OG right here.
Motherfucker
So
1,
then-
motherfucker 2, bitch 0. OG bitch.
So then we get to put our fucking take my shoes off, the computer, take your computer out. Story's got his computer. Oh, no, the iPads can stay in the computer. Okay. And Story's trying to help and shove, and he's getting the containers for me while all the entire time is on a nonstop. Are we going to make it, Mama? Are we going to make it, Mama? Are we
Right.
going to make it, Mama?
Right.
And just something about your kid just throwing panic questions at you
Yes.
starts to make you more panicky.
Yeah, it
'cause
gets you crazy.
as a mother, your whole thing is to console and comfort
It's
and
the
enhance
tone.
the child. And I've now freaked him out. Now he's throwing his freak out back at me.
And the wavelength of that tone kind of hits you.
Yes.
And you're like,
Yeah. And I'm seriously at the mercy of TSA to determine if I'm going to make my flight.
and those guys are amazing. They're
They're so helpful.
They're so helpful, and they love to just get you
and they move
through.
fast. They're not
and
interested in slowing
They
you
don't
or
wanna
stopping you.
They want it to go really quick, and they're very great at discerning. Like,
Yeah, they have good judgment.
they let the ones that look like terrorists right on through, and they stop every old lady and every soccer dad they can to question them as much as they can about their Penta water,
Right.
and their hairspray. But the ones that look like they have backpacks full of knives and guns and grenades,
And they have a hood on, and they
hoods
look
and
a
yeah.
little bit like they're trying not to be seen. No, go on.
There you go. Yeah, but Dolores
Dolores, who can barely fucking walk.
from Wisconsin that has to take off her fucking specialized shoes. they check those shoes for bombs.
Right.
Okay, go ahead. Yes. So TSA is being helpful as usual.
And in the panic of it all, I left my water in my bag and forgot about it. So we get through. Now we're waiting on the other side for our bags to come through. And I'm like putting everything fast. Story's being really helpful now. And he's like putting things away and helping me and grabbing things. And I have to tie my shoes. And I'm like, okay, now I have to do the assessment. Do I have everything? Because I don't want to forget something, and the panic. And it's like 5 minutes. The board. I'm like an actor. I'm like a French mime.
It's the
driving,
flying.
I'm so ridiculous.
You've become a French mime.
I'm
Okay, go
a
ahead.
cartoon character.
Hey, come on, Jenna.
So, I'm like, it's 5 minutes. The plane is taking off in 5 minutes.
It's unbelievable.
And the gate is all the way at the end once you go through.
Of course.
And I'm standing there, and my bag was taken out and is now sitting next to the TSA guy who's staring at the computer. And I'm like, fuck. I say, fuck. What the fuck? Excuse me. And then there's a mother with her little children that I just said the F word in front of. And then I see her do a double take, and then she turns to her husband and is like, that's Jenna Elfman.
Yeah. Oh, great.
While I'm going, fuck. And then Story's going, Mama, are we going to miss it? I'm like, I don't know, buddy. Excuse me. And now I'm there. I'm a bitch. I've got attitude.
Well, you've entered the land.
Yeah.
We've all been there as parents. Any parent's been there.
Yep.
And even
I
dog
just
owners.
lost my composure.
Yeah.
And I said the F word in front of my own kids, which I say frequently. And but it was in front of other kids, and then I felt really bad. And I'm like, that's my bad. I'm sorry. We're gonna miss our flight. Can you please And I'm looking this way, so I'm acting it that way. Anyway, and he's like, oh, is this your? Yeah. So there's some water in here. Good. Throw it out. I don't need it. We're gonna miss our flight. Can I have my bag, please? And he's like,
they love to be
and
rushed.
then they love to
TSA loves to be rushed.
Well, I don't know. I got to check the rest of it if there's
it's
water
the
in there. And I'm like,
from Zootopia.
God.
Yes.
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 And they love it.
Oh,
it's like
God.
the same people who were TSA people, were parking enforcement people, were hall monitors in school.
Yeah.
It's the same breed of cat.
They just love to slow your shit down or fuck your shit up.
Because they can.
Because they can.
So thank you.
And not every one of them, but 99.999%. And there's a 0.00001% that are amazing people, real humanitarians. Okay, so the helpful TSA is moving your bag very slowly.
Reverse warp speed.
Reverse warp.
With my bag that had water in it. Help a mama out, TSA. That'd be great. I've never found them to be truly supportive or helpful of mothers traveling with children either. I had one break into my breast milk without consulting me.
Yeah.
And start doing tests over it.
Yeah.
I was like, you're not even supposed to open that without just do whatever they want.
Yeah.
So, okay. So then I finally get my bag, and then we're running. And then I'm running. And, the little guy's like, wait for me, Mama, with the backpack swinging, back and forth, almost knocking him over because he's so little. And I'm like, come on, buddy. Okay. And I'm like really trying to keep it together. And then people are just staring at me.
Of course.
Like sprinting.
Yes.
And then I can feel them, Jenna Elfman. And you see the point out of the corner of your eye and the double take. And
you're like,
and then someone tweeted at me, was that you in the Phoenix airport? And I couldn't even respond because it was too much of an incident for me. So I get on the thing and I'm like, walking down the aisle and everyone's like looking at you. And
we all love to be the person in the aisle. For some reason, once you're seated, it's okay to judge those that are not yet. Suddenly, isn't it? There's like a hierarchy. Like, those that have
I'm
seated,
in my seat.
Those that are seated are a better cast of people than those that have not seated yet. So you're always like that. And then you always feel when you're walking slightly insecure because you're a lower cast of those that have not yet. It's like
they're judging you because you're still on your feet.
Yet. And then if you're in the first class, it's exponential judgment. Mm-hmm. Then they're kings and queens.
Just sort of bored.
Not only am I seated, I'm in the first class. Walk on by me.
Mm-hmm. They're like, oh, you have a long walk ahead of you. That's what I always feel.
Yeah.
And I don't ever travel in first class unless someone's flying me first class. And when I'm in first class, I smile at everybody who's boarding. I'm like, that's.
You greet them. Hi, I'm Jenna. Hi, I'm Jenna. Welcome aboard.
You know that casual smile you give people when you make eye contact? I do that with every person who boards because I feel slightly guilty that I'm in first class.
I feel guilty when I'm in first class, so I avoid eye contact. I'm just like, I'm just gonna look down here. No, it's not. I have like, I'm not. No, it's not. I'm not special or anything. I'm in first class. It's upgrade. It's because I'm a frequent flyer. It's an upgrade. Oh hi. And then if you accidentally make eye contact, you want to be like, I support you. Like, I don't look down on you. It was an upgrade. Like you want to make amends.
I'm not even paying for this ticket.
I'm not even.
When I pay, I'm with you.
I'm not even paying. Matter of fact, it's my wife. My wife has tons of money. I don't even have the money. She got the ticket. Okay.
Yeah. So
you made it in your
then
seat.
my next thing is, oh my God, are we gonna be able to sit together? Because there's no one. They're bored. They've boarded. And I come running up. She's like, I told them you were coming. I was like, okay. How'd you know I was coming? Someone must have radioed.
Well, they'd been tweeted about that you were beating your kids and throwing seams in the security airport for the last hour. It's on social media.
We get on there, and there's a very sweet flight attendant. We had to ask one person to move from one aisle to the other aisle, so it was a horizontal move for them.
Yep.
We got a line. We got a row. Thank God. Because then, here's what I didn't want. There's two scenarios I did not want to encounter.
Yeah.
One was there aren't any together. There's like one way up there in the middle, one way back here in the window.
I don't know what you would have done.
That I just didn't want.
Yeah.
And then the second scenario is how to reconfigure 9,000 people so that I could sit with my children, so that Jenna Elfman could sit with her children.
Yeah, because that would have been...
Which then turns into the celebrity wants special treatment. It's not, a mother needs to sit with her children. They immediately...
It would have been TMZ. Immediately
totally.
TMZ. Jenna
they
Elfman
totally start
beats her
judging
kids,
you because you're a celebrity.
Fights TSA, and then causes riot on plane.
All because my youngest was trying to go number 2. And I was trying to be a good mom and be patient. But that's what happens. And then you hear these stories of what bitches we are because we're trying to do our thing. Anyway.
So the best part of the whole story, the flight from Phoenix to LA is not very long. So
no, it's like an hour and
it's
15.
like an hour. So I get to the airport to pick you guys up, and it's only maybe probably an hour and a half after what had just happened.
Right.
So you hadn't really had time to kind of calm down.
No.
Because when you marched off the plane, one of them was asleep in your arms.
Oh, so that was a whole thing. Okay. Can we just talk about that for a sec?
That's right. There's a whole second part of the story. I forgot.
There's a second part.
That wasn't even that didn't even lead in
That wasn't the
to
end.
what really fucking went down on this fucking plane. Oh, Jenna, this sucks. Okay, go for it.
So
Take it.
we sit down. They're like, can we look at our iPads now? I'm like, yes. Feel free. Take those things out. And so like, okay, got them taken care of. And they never get to watch their iPads unless it's an airplane flight. So that's their special thing that they look forward to. And I was happy to let them do it. And then I sit there. I don't even have anything to do. I don't have a book to read. I don't have a movie to watch. I'm just staring.
Yeah, but it's a little bit nice to have the negative nothingness.
But then there's a chick next to me who's doing this. She's next to me but slightly behind because the rows are staggered.
And she's videoing you or taking photos.
Yeah, she's like doing a thing. And I just turn and I go,
oh, shit. Oh, shit.
and I just smile.
Oh, no, she didn't.
And I look at her phone. And I look at her. And I turn back.
Oh, no, she didn't. Oh, no, she didn't. Were you like...
Because that's rude.
Yeah,
Because it was clear when I came in. I was like, hi, I'm so sorry. La,
Yeah.
la. So she heard what was going down. And I've had this happen before.
It's this new
I've
culture.
had this happen before where these people, and it was the same kind of chick. She looked similar to the last one that did it. And
it's like,
I'm not going to describe what she looked like, but it was the same type of person where, she's got like a lot of cats and doesn't get laid. And then like, does Google searches for, never mind. So anyway, it was the same type of chick, man. And she... Like whenever I'm on planes, you've heard, I always try to help mothers because I'm like, that's what I would want.
I've seen you move. I've seen you you change the entire program of the flight so you can help moms with babies.
Yes, it's important to me because it's a golden rule. Like that's what I would want done to me.
I've had flights where it's been me and the two boys the entire flight.
Right, because I'm helping.
Because you knew they were fine.
Right.
And you were helping a family with babies.
Yeah.
And where you've held the baby, you've walked the baby.
I got them down for a nap. I gave them their bottle.
Strange
I got them
babies.
down to sleep on takeoff.
Because you're the baby whisperer and you're a kind person. How are we doing on time? Because this airport story has a little bit more left to go in it.
And so when you see a mother struggling or in a stressful moment, to pull out your phone, because it's not just a mother, it's because people know who I am, to do that thing. Pull up the thing and surreptitiously fucking take a photo or film.
Yeah.
I just find that really rude.
It's fucked up. It's the culture
I
now.
wanted to like shove my phone down her tits and like take a picture of her
It's
fat,
that this is like I now have the
crunchy
power.
nipples.
Like this gives someone the
Yeah.
power to like I can
To
embarrass
humiliate,
you.
yeah.
Or I can now be important.
Right.
Like I'm gonna videotape you
Being
or take a picture
vulnerable.
being vulnerable or making a fool of yourself or falling or crying or beating someone up
Sweating.
or getting beat up. And now I've got power to be important.
Right.
That's that. Like now I've got power. That's all that is. It's just like it's like a fucking guy with a small dick that gets a super hot rod car.
Yeah.
That's the new culture
Yeah,
right now.
it's true.
Yeah. Okay, so
I didn't appreciate it, but I understood it, but I didn't appreciate it.
yeah.
So I had to really bite my tongue on that one because I just did.
Yeah.
And okay, so anyway, we're now on descent, and luckily I know now, like I fly with Motrin or children's acetaminophen or whatever.
Yeah.
I have it with me because sometimes things happen.
The
on
inner
descent.
ear and
Yeah.
yeah.
And with kids and germs, sometimes there's always something afloat and you don't know. And then on descent, you find out.
Every time.
So, and it can be so painful.
Yep.
And so we start, and I think they had gotten really dehydrated in Arizona. So, because it's dry there. And I was like constantly like, getting water into them, but there's only so much you can do. And we're on descent, and he's like, Mama, Mama. So I gave him, I was like, oh God, pull out the Motrin. I'm like, here. I don't like doling that out.
Take
but
it back, honey.
in these kind
Put it
of
back.
situations, it was
Got to be
needed.
done. It's the right
And
thing
then
to do.
he started falling asleep, and he fell asleep on my lap.
Yeah.
And then we land.
Yeah.
And I have a completely passed out kid.
Yeah. Totally passed out.
So there's his backpack.
Yeah.
So Story has his backpack and his luggage,
Yeah.
his little suitcase. Easton has his backpack and his suitcase,
Yeah.
which he now can't handle
Right.
because I have to carry him off the plane because he's asleep.
Right.
I have my backpack and my rolling carry-on.
Right.
So I have Easton on my arms. I have my bag, my purse, my rolling carry-on, Easton's bag, Easton's rolling carry-on, and Easton.
Yep.
And Story's got his backpack and his rolling carry-on.
Yeah.
And I'm just like I'm carrying him. He's out. And he's tall. He's as
Right.
tall as a 7-year-old. So it's like carrying a 7-year-old. His feet are like banging on the seats
Yeah.
as I'm trying to walk down the aisle.
Oh, I enter this story pretty soon with something I did that was annoying unintentionally now.
So then my bag's falling. You know how like your bags just go funk,
Yep.
like off
Totally.
your arm, but I'm trying to hold the kid.
Yeah.
And then my bag's like flip-flopping
Yeah.
while my rolling carry-on. It was, and no one offered help.
Right.
They
Of
all
course.
just stand and look.
Yeah.
Never in a million years would I let a
Fucking-
mother who's struggling with her bags and her children
Everyone-
just struggle. Never.
It's-
It goes against
I
everything in
know.
my very fiber of
People are
being.
fucking
Never
asleep.
would I ever let a woman struggle like that. I wouldn't even let a guy struggle.
Okay. Okay.
No, it really, it's like.
I know. I
Okay,
agree.
sorry.
It's okay. We're good.
I pushed a guy in the Phoenix airport who was in a wheelchair because it was uphill and he was like struggling. Why? Don't let people struggle. Okay. So now I'm just like walking out and Story's like, where's Dada? Is Dada gonna be? And he's like starting with all these like 9,000 questions.
The older one is a questioner. He
he's
likes
a
to.
question
He likes to get
asker.
all the fucking
And
data.
I was too.
Yeah. He likes his data. Likes
He-
to know how.
yeah,
Why?
he
How?
wants
Why?
his-
How?
His who, what,
And
when,
if you're in the
where,
middle of a
why.
fucking thing, he's like, "What's happening? I need to know all the data."
Yeah, right
Yeah.
when you're trying to solve it.
Yeah.
Not to judge my kid,
No, it's not judging. It's
but
a plus point.
his timing is a little frustrating sometimes when you're trying to like you're in the middle.
Solve the shit.
Yeah. So I'm like,
Yeah.
just walking through the airport, just like where every breath you're
Yeah.
counting, just like
Yeah.
you're like
You're one
in
step
2, 3, 4 with every step.
Every
out,
step
2,
you're
3,
closer
4.
to just
1,
fucking
2,
this
3,
nightmare
4.
being
Yeah.
done.
So I'm counting my
Yeah.
breaths. I'm counting and just
Yeah.
breathing and just trying not to drop my kid, drop my bags, drop the suitcase.
Yes. So,
And so then we walk out, and it was very cool. Actually, you were right there.
I was
you had
right
pulled
there.
up, and you had somehow.
I had fooled
You were
security.
pretending you were unloading.
I did
stuff
that
to look
fucking
busy.
fandangle shit where you fucking pull up and
We're
you're
at
like
Burbank Airport,
You're
so
like
it's a little easier.
You're kind of open up the hood and the security's
Yeah.
looking at you like, where are you going? Oh, you're loading bags, and you're like, you're taking a thing from the back of your car and you're walking around to the front, and
Acting
I just,
like a sloth TSA
yeah,
at
like
that speed.
I basically did that like to just fucking fool them.
Yeah,
but
it was
see,
great. I was very happy to see you.
and I got you, and it was all I could see on your face, like you were like, and I was like, oh
Yeah.
god, here's a story. See, because here's how it all ties into marriage.
Okay.
Is you'd been gone for a few days, and I was like, I get my wife back. I'm gonna get some sex and some lovey time, and can you just imagine? I'm not even gonna have to say anyone to anyone out there. They know now what she just experienced and what
Do you want to get laid after
Right.
that?
No one wants to lay down and take.
A guy would. You could be like 104 with mono, and you'd want to have sex.
Oh yeah.
Not us.
Well, as a matter of fact, I've had the
I know
flu
you
and fevers
have.
before.
I thought I was
You're
free
like,
and clear
oh,
when
for
you were sick. It's like, he's sick. I don't have to have sick.
You've had a thing where it's like I've had like a full-on flu with a fever. You're like, oh, 2 or 3 days, I am out of the fucking. Like you're. And
I'm free and clear, and you're like,
and I'm like, oh
you
my
asleep
god,
yet?
let's just. I need to get.
I'm like, ugh. Ooh.
Sexy.
So what happened? Bring it back. You said how it comes back to marriage.
Well, it's just funny because that's the life of a mom. That's the story of every mom and dad, but that's the story of a parent.
Mainly mom.
Mainly moms.
Or
and
whoever's,
whoever's
spending more time with the kids.
Right.
Yeah.
And then of course I'm like, I'm gonna get some tail.
I'm gonna get some
tail. And I get wife who was arriving from the airport with
dehydrated,
TSA,
hungover,
kid beat down, diarrhea dilemma. TMZ,
public
foul
scrutiny, language,
and
public scrutiny.
There was no tail. There was no tail for several days. In fact, what I got was a dehydrated, emotional wife who was drawn out, peaked, pale, tired, overdrawn, and 2 kids that were a little bit. So anyway.
But do you remember the phone call you made to me when I landed in Phoenix that night?
What was it?
You were like, God, when was the last time you were gone with the kids and I was here in the house? I am having something is happening to me. Moo, you were there for that, weren't you? Yeah, Moo was standing there. And you're like, I'm having a giant relief. When was the last time, honey? And I was like,
years.
You know what? I can't answer that question because I'm with my parents and my kids right now.
It had been a couple of years since I was alone in this house with my wife and kids out of town. It had been a couple of years.
For you.
I was literally like, I could drink a beer. I could cook my pasta. I could play my music loud.
You could do all that while we're here. I just snotted myself.
Yeah, because you know that I
you
can't
can make pasta while we're here. I can make my pasta. What do you gotta wait for us to leave to make pasta?
I could do things my way, my little way. All right.
Okay.
Listen.
I did it my way.
That's all I want. I just want to be.
You just want to be free.
I just want to be free to have sex with my wife whenever I want and be left alone. So anyway, that's not going to happen.
I feel the same way.
Yeah, I know. Ciao.